United States and all around the world, I'm Paula Newton, and we are following breaking news out of Iran, where state media has now confirmed the death of President Ibrahim Raisi and the country's foreign minister after a deadly helicopter crash. Now, rescue.
They've been wondering, what are my thoughts on the death of the Iranian president and his foreign minister? The death of the Iranian president. The death of the Iranian president. It's surreal, isn't it? To think that 8 weeks ago, if I was to tell you that, hey, Israel was going to attack an Iranian consulate, killing a bunch of generals, Iran was going to respond in kind with 300 missiles and drones, something they've never before done to Israel, no less, and that then the nuclear rhetoric was going to ratchet up, and that the Iranian president was going to be dead along with the foreign minister. You might say, oh, that's great clickbait, Nate. But here we are. Now, whether or not this or P of the proceed, all things decay, okay, unless they're maintained and built upon. And we're in a period of decay and degradation, whether it be financial, geopolitical, in terms of biological, I mean, just in every possible dimension and metric, our world is starting to be thrown into a death spiral. And each one of these black swan events that happens increases the likelihood, and it's like a positive feedback loop. You know, so this is going to have some very negative knock-on effects regardless of whether it was intentional or not. And again, I just call your attention to the fact that a couple months ago, if I was to tell you that what has transpired in the last 2 months has happened, you'd probably, just think that I was trying to clickbait you. And, understood, because it seems insane what's happened here. But I guarantee you, Iran is going for nukes. There is no turning back on that. You're going to see somebody go in there who's more hardline, who is more antithetical to the Western point of view. You're going to possibly see a unification of the population, but the Israelis and Americans could try to use this as an opportunity to create more civil unrest within the Iranian society. And I guess we'll have to see how exactly their government is structured. How powerful is the Ayatollah? The fact that this problem emerged from Azerbaijan, which is staunchly backed by the Israelis and has a lot of Israeli military equipment and political backing, is very suspicious. And
according to the Russians, the president of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, is now dead. His helicopter was shot down. Russian sources say. We have nothing to do with it, Israel says. So, folks, this is very, very significant. If Iran can claim that Israel shot this presidential helicopter down, then that is an act of war, and we will have the big war in the Middle East that we've been talking about for a long time. So let's go ahead and cover this story. This is breaking news that the Iranian president's helicopter crashed earlier today. They were looking for it. Now the Russians have came out and said that it was shot down. And the only country that would shoot it down would be Israel. So let's go ahead and read the article and catch you up on the date. So this is the Iranian president, Ibrahim Raisi. His helicopter did crash earlier today. According to Russian sources, the president of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, is now dead. According to the same sources, his helicopter was shot down by an anti-aircraft missile, probably a Manpad. There were 3 helicopters in the presidential convoy. The only thing that didn't make it was the helicopter of the Iranian president. The remaining 2 landed safely in Tabriz, a large northern city in northwestern Iran. The official IRNA news agency
say, may run swift and be glorified forever and ever. So as it is with you, and that we may be delivered unreasonable and wicked men, for not all have faith. See, God is He's giving you the real food, this word, so you'll be strong spiritually, physically, your mental state, your physical and spiritual. And spiritual is eating this word, and you'll be strong in that day to fight the devil, to fight Satan. Let me go into Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24, I'll start with verse 19. But woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babies in those days. And pray that your flight may not be in winter or on the Sabbath, for there will be great tribulation such as has not been since the beginning of the world until this time, nor ever shall be. Because when Wall Street goes down, well, first it's going to be that black swan event that's coming probably this year. And then Wall Street's going to collapse. People are going to find out they have no 401, no pensions. There's going to be chaos all over America and all the four corners of this world. People will be displaced. During that time, there'll be a draft because the war is on is all out. It's a hot war in Ukraine right now. Russia is steamrolling over the Ukrainians. NATO, as a matter of fact, Germany is already calling up men to go into Ukraine. This is all happening. They're already sending French soldiers in there. All NATO, they're going in, and your American soldiers will be in there. Your Marines and your Army. All right. This will be a time of tribulation. For there'll be great tribulation, such as not been since the beginning of the world until this time. No, nor ever shall be. And unless those days were shortened, no flesh would be saved. And that's talking about nuclear war. But for the elect's sake, those days will be shortened. If Yahushua doesn't come at a certain time, the whole world, everything will be dead. And that's talking about all thermonuclear war. Because when those missiles hit, we're going to go into, the whole sky is going to be, you're not going to know if it's night or day. Okay, that's what's coming. And then the temperatures will fall to like 100 below. Yahushua is going to have to reset the whole world. He's going to have to reset everything and bring everything back in righteousness. If not, everything will die. Everything. Go to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should take advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. His devices of bringing that new world order and telling us to go to your nearest school, to your libraries, to get chipped. All right? And that's what he says right here. Lest Satan should take advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And he's talking about the prophets, 144,000, and the great multitude, God's elect. We're not going to take it. But the rest of the world are blinded. Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causes all, both both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand and on their forehead, and that no man may buy or sell except one who has the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And here is wisdom of the holy book. Let him who has understanding calculate that number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666. Revelations chapter 14. And then I looked, and behold, a lamb standing at the mount of Zion, of the holy city, and with him 144,000, having his father's name Yahweh written on their foreheads. And I heard a voice from the heaven, like the voice of many waters, and like the voice of a loud thunder. And I heard the sound of harpists playing their harps. And the harps are beautiful. And they sang as it were a new song before the throne, before the four living creatures and the elders, and no one could learn that song except the 144,000 who were redeemed from the earth. And I was talking about the prophets and the 144,000. And that song is reading the holy book. And these are the ones who were not defiled with women. And when it says defiled by women, we were not defiled by the ancient Roman Empire, the Greco-Roman Herodian dynasty, of their philosophies, of their lies, of your scholars in your Ivy League schools. That's why he said these are the ones who were not defiled with women, for they are virgins, and the virgins mean young men, because most of the men that are in this truth are very young. Okay? And these are the ones who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. We followed Yahushai, because we can't get to the Father. You have to go through his Son, Yahushai. The Father gives all authority to his Son, and we worship his Son. We magnify his name forever and ever. Who follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being first fruits of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no deceit, for they are without fault before the throne of the Almighty God Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. There is no deceit, because we read his word to you. Then I saw another angel flying in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach to those who dwell on the earth, to every nation, tribe, tongue, and people. And this is happening right now through the World Wide Web. Brothers and sisters are finding out this truth. And it's time. It's your time to get on your knees and repent. Because we were in the world, living a life in darkness, and we were ignorant. Saying with a loud voice, fear God, fear Yahweh, fear Yahushai, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come, and worship him who made heaven and earth, the sea and the springs of water. And another angel followed, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she had made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, of her lies and deceit, her adultery, worshiping idols, boys with boys, girls with girls, and not following the prophets, the 144,000. She hates the righteous, the whore who sits on the beast. And that's why America is going to be destroyed. There'll be nothing left here. And Israel and the Middle East will be nuked. We will rebuild the holy city, but America will never be rebuilt. And that's why she says, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she has made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image, and receives his mark on his forehead or on his hand, he himself shall also drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out full strength into the cup. His indignation, he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, Yahushai. So hope all you brothers and sisters were edified. I know it's probably getting close of the camera just shutting off. If you want to watch the longer video, go to Days of Chaos, Days of Sorrow, and you'll see the 1-2 hour videos. The water, most high willing, I'll be here tomorrow.